everybody. Welcome to episode 17 of your boys Trash Talk with GGS. How was everybody's week? G, how was the week, baby?
Yo, week same as always, man. Good, slid around, did some things. A lot of rain here. You know, I had a little incident Tuesday. I had to break out the shop vac. Rain came down heavy in the basement a little bit.
Oh,
so I had to get my handyman on, but you know, it's all good. Cleaned it up. And you know, other than that, man, episode 17, the show is almost grown enough to hit the streets.
Smillz, what's good, man?
Chilling, man, chilling. Preparing for going back to work. That goes back into effect next week. So the 100 days
got you. Damn.
I had to take a shot for that.
Yo,
The
they
100
got
days
you.
over. Yeah,
It's fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I guess it was.
That's what's up. I guess it's good. Like I gotta do something with all of this. I gotta do something.
Yeah, you scruffy, my
Back
guy.
in the office, man. Yo, get them shirts out the cleaner, son.
I hear you, for real.
Yo, I had a good week, man. You know, I've been grinding on this damn Twitch, and I finally made Twitch affiliate. Got 3 subs so far. That's 3 people who are giving me money every month. So that's great.
Congrats.
Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I really owe it to Fallout 4 out of all games. I played Fallout, and that got me a lot of views. So, you know, crazy.
Fallout 4, huh?
Go figure.
But you know what? That's very interesting because that is an amazing segue. So the way we're doing it is we have a main topic, and the main topic this week is going to be the video games that made us. Like, what was the video game that smacked you in your mouth and told you that you're gonna love video games forever? So we got that on the docket for this week. Of course, we got the old verse new. What the fuck with Smillz, you already know. And we're going to be debuting a new segment because we all about the segments. And it's Jay Genius's segment. And if you want to preview them up to it real quick, bro, what's the name of the segment? What's it going to be about?
Man, as always, we always like that. Yo, So we got the new segment coming, simply called Why You Wildin'? So we're going to talk about these things going on, you know, try to keep it around Jersey. Might, you know, step outside the borders, but yo, why you wildin'? So we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Dope. All right. Well, first things first. So, you know, in this whole little venture that I've had on Twitch and playing all these games and stuff, you know, I was asking people in the chat, I'm like, yo, what is the games that made you? One of the dudes in the chat is like a 46-year-old dude. All right. And he said the shit that made him was not Contra. What was Bionic Commando?
Oh,
yeah,
that was a good one.
That was his shit.
That's where Spencer comes from, son.
Spencer.
See, and that makes me really double back off of what I told you before we even started this. Like, you know, I told you mine was Ninja Gaiden, but when you start going back like that, I can honestly say I think it was Pitfall on Atari, man.
Wow.
Pitfall. The green screen.
I was addicted to that game, bro. Word.
See, you're kind of in that older age bracket. You was playing that, but I remember Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure for Super Nintendo.
Okay.
That joint was serious.
Yeah, Pitfall was a good one. Yeah.
So Smillz, if you had to say, like, what was the game that got you addicted to video games? What was the game that you played and you was like, yo, I'm gonna be playing video games to the day that I die? Which one would you say definitively it was, and why?
I love Pitfall, but I think I'm gonna stick with Ninja Gaiden because the way Ninja Gaiden was set up with the it being like a movie. Like the way they had the cutscenes and everything, I was like determined to beat it. I wanted to see the end of that movie. And that whole journey, like that experience right there, it made me, the thing I get out of like the games that I play and stuff like that, it feels like I'm the director of this movie or whatever. Even though it's already pre-written and stuff like that, but I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. But I'm not just sitting there watching the movie, I'm actually playing through.
Yeah.
You've always been interested in like games kind of like that. Like, what was the game that you was playing that had like real cutscenes in it? Quantum
talking
something.
about Quantum Break.
Quantum Break.
Yeah, Quantum Break. That had the live cutscenes. And whatever decisions you made in a video game.
Oh, that was that
affected
joint
the
that was
live
out.
cutscenes.
Didn't that come out on like Sega Saturn or something like that?
Nah, it came out on Xbox.
It's pretty recent.
Oh, they re-released.
It's recent, yeah.
I think it was an older game though, or maybe it was
Nah,
something like
it was
back then.
I think it was one of the first games for the. What came out after the 360?
The one.
The X, right?
Just
Wait,
Xbox
which
Xbox
One.
One.
The one.
Yeah, the Xbox. Yeah, so that was like one of the first joints for the Xbox One, as far as being able to show the power of the system and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was. Like, that was one of the first. I think that came out like maybe a couple years into Xbox One dropping or something like that.
Maybe a year.
Yeah, it was close to the time that it came out. Quantum Break, unfortunately, it didn't get the best reviews. Like, did you ever beat it?
Yeah, I beat that.
You did beat it. Did you like it? You liked it?
I mean, I liked it, but I could see where negative reviews would come in because there were things that made it seem kind of tedious. Like when you were going through the fights and stuff like that, it's like, it's nothing. Kind of like the complaint with Marvel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's somewhere around that realm as far as people feel like it should have been more as far as the boss fights is concerned and stuff like that. It seemed like they're doing the same boss fight over and over again.
What was the boss fights like?
I mean, it would be swarms and stuff like that. You would have to deal with swarms, and then at the very end or whatever, the dude that was putting you through whatever, you finally got to have your standoff with him, which he was ill.
Okay.
He was definitely ill. But the game is like, I'm not mad that I bought it. It's not like that. I wouldn't say that it's a horrible game, but the replay value, I would say, is not.
What about of like the last 10 years? What's been your shit last 10 years? Like your shit last 10 years?
You already know, man. GTA.
Okay. I figured it would be.
GTA 5, man.
I figured it would be.
Yeah, that shit, yeah.
That had me addicted. Like, I don't know how many hours I got in. I know it's way over 500 hours in that game.
Did you
we all
see?
went heavy on that though.
Yeah.
What? Act like you weren't.
Nah, I was in there.
You
I
was
had
in
my
it.
Dinka. I had my Dinka Jester with the gold paint. I was in there. Son.
The Jester. That's
yeah,
right.
so that was my
Oh,
car.
shit.
You know? I had the fake Cadillac STS. I had the fake Infinity FX35.
Yo,
I had the
GTA
old box car.
5, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GTA 5
I had
was great.
the first gold Bugatti out that bitch. When gold wasn't even like their gold was bland, my gold was shiny. You remember that?
Yeah.
I remember
Egyptian
that.
gold.
You can
The
gold and
Egyptian
you can
gold.
platinum out your cars and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yep. Put color on top of the platinum. That was the how you would manipulate it or whatever.
To make it kind of like pearlescent
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. That's, oh man, now you making me go back in the memory bank, son.
Yo, we was heavy in that shit. Out in the
was
streets, rooftop
mobbing.
rumble all day long, yo.
Yeah.
Rooftop
Back
rumble.
before you had them big money high show, rooftop rumble over and over. And over.
And the battles that like we would get into in between
Oh, in the
doing
streets.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yes. Pete be running off next to yo, Pete, where you at? Nah, I just got blew up my car. Hold on.
Yeah. Then we pulling up. I'm jumping in the helicopter. We out.
Yo, Pete was reckless, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember when we first started playing GTA online, and like me and Smillz didn't know how to get money. So we was driving around the whole map and hitting licks on every grocery store and bodega on the map. and we would go stick him up for a little punk ass $1,000, shoot him, and then get like 2 or 3 stars from that, lose the cops, rinse and repeat. We went to Pete's house and Pete is playing one of the actual missions, and like Smillz was like, yo, what are you doing right now? He's like, yo, I'm doing a mission. What y'all should be doing.
For real. I'm looking
over.
at him and I said, how did you get your created character into the story mode of the game? And he just looked at me like I was crazy. And then once we put that together, I said, okay, this is something right here. This is something.
That's when it got loose.
Yep.
Yo, I don't know if you guys peeped the I sent it to Mike. I had a conversation with Mike, friend of the podcast, everybody. And
that 40, what was it, 100 and something? It was a 40-minute freestyle, that thing?
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
Not that. I sent him a video that shows GTA 5 on the one, and then kind of like the screen washes over, and it's the new GTA 5 that's gonna be on the new systems.
Yeah,
hey,
I think you sent me that too.
Yo, G, let me tell you something.
They redid it again, yo.
They redid it again, and it's beautiful.
It's like, how many times can you? And you remember, we was in that one since 360, bro.
Yeah.
So we just seen every evolution.
I got that joint first day, so we've seen it from the beginning.
15-man server.
Yeah.
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 I remember when I first turned it on the one, and just
I know. I was like, yo, damn,
the difference.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be crazy now.
I wonder how many people are gonna be able to be in a server. I have a feeling they're gonna do that 100 number. And if they do,
if they put 100 people in that server, it's going to turn into the meme streets.
It'll look like Call of Duty.
Just gonna be people gonna be getting bodied left. You can't even walk outside.
Is big enough. Don't think about it. The map is big enough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but you know what happens, yo, when somebody had beef and then they run back to that spot and then they bring the homies to that spot, then the other person bring the homies. It's always gonna be that little circle. That's gonna be real heavy, yo. It's gonna be tanks running around, rocket launchers, helicopters, planes. It's gonna be mad cars. It might be cats on bicycles letting off.
Is it gonna still be cross? Because it's cross right now.
It is cross. I didn't know that.
Yes.
But with PC?
With Xbox
with PlayStation.
and PlayStation.
Oh, there's no way it could be crossed with PC because the mods on PC.
The modders, exactly.
Like I once saw somebody on PC. They had an AR, and instead of shooting bullets, they were shooting cars.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I got a better one.
I seen that one, yo.
I saw somebody that had a Godzilla mod, where they were Godzilla.
Big like him?
Yes. Google it, son. Google Godzilla GTA 5 mod.
Yo,
I have to see that. I encourage y'all to check out on Twitch. His name is T Grizzly, Tee Grizzly, or whatever. You'll find him. He's super popular. This dude be mobbing on some blood shit. Like I go and I check him, and he'll be just standing, and you hear people talking through the chat or whatever, and it's all his peoples. Everybody got red on, you know what I mean? So they blooded out. I don't know if that's what it is in real life, but that's neither here nor there. But yo, they be on some living a life in GTA. They do the most, but it's dope to watch. Like he'll have his little homies that'll go and set it on you and all of that, and his little homies be like, yo, I got a problem, blah blah blah, and then he'll send lieutenants, all his peoples. And like if it's really crazy, then he gets in the whip and then he'll go out, and he's like a mob boss. It's fucking dope, yo. It's mad dope.
That's nuts.
I don't know that I could ever be a part of something like that. You could tell that takes dedication.
Yeah, you're gonna be online mad long.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man. So that shit is crazy. Yo, G, we gonna get into you real quick. Let's pop this segment, son. I gotta do this old verse new. I got a good one, yo.
Let's do the old verse new.
I got a good one, man.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. So I got old verse new for the week, and it is going to be a battle between Eminem and DaBaby. Now, the Eminem song that I chose is one of my personal favorite Eminem songs. Smillz, you've heard it. It's called Infinite. And he's going to be going against DaBaby. And the name of the song is called Masterpiece. And boy, is it a masterpiece. Anyway, so Eminem Infinite, first verse. Let's go. Hey, yo. My pen and paper cause a chain reaction to get your brain relaxing. A zaniac, a maniac in action, a brainiac in fact, son. You mainly lack attraction. You look insanely whack when just a fraction of my tracks run. My rhyming skills got you climbing hills. I travel through your mind until your spine like siren drills. I'm sliming reels of roaches when sprayed in this infection. Twisting necks of rappers till they spinal column disconnects. Hold on. Put this index and check the monologue. Turn your sister up. Turn your system up. I'm sorry, Em. I'm your favorite. I am. I may have to hold that. I haven't had my coffee yet. All right, hold on. Where we at? Put this index and check the monologue. Turn your sister up. Turn your system up. God damn it, can't read. Twist them up and indulge in the marijuana smog. This is the season for noise pollution, contamination, examination of more cartoons and animation. My lamination of narration hits a snare and bass in the track, fucked up rapper interrogation. When I declare invasion, there ain't no time to be staring, gazing. I turn the stage into a barren wasteland. I'm infinite. I'm sorry, Em. I love you, bro. I butchered your shit. But I'm gonna tell you why I butchered it. I'm gonna tell you why I butchered it. Because Eminem is so great. Right, Smillz? You agree? Eminem is so great that just reading the words on my computer right now was like my brain turned to putty. That's how great he is. But I got a master. His wordplay is kind of crazy. Especially early M. Like early M, I want to say this real quick. Early M wasn't trying to do too much with the metaphors. Y'all can agree with that. Like now it's like M says something and I gotta I'm holding my head and I gotta rewind it like 5 times.
It's too much.
It gets to be too much. Like that's crazy about M. He's almost too good for his own fucking benefit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like because before like the early M, the big thing was double entendre. And once he realized that he could body that, it's like he do freaking quantandres. Niggas ain't got time for all of that, man. Like, I'm serious, man. Like,
nah, word up. I just want a nice little punch, a little jab,
right.
And keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Because you've already been anointed the one with words. We're past that.
But that was old M right there. That was one of that was off the Infinite album, which is his first joint.
And the way those words was put together was ridiculous because that is how you're supposed to, like, that wasn't just rhyming with the last syllable to the last syllable.
Right.
Everything rhymed. You get what I'm saying?
Every single syllable.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the word.
That you have to pay homage to because that's how you're supposed to rhyme.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy. One of my favorite M songs. All right, so we got DaBaby, Masterpiece. Get ready.
Let's go.
It's a good one. Bust it down, Cartier, baby. Niggas think I'm from Detroit, but I come from that 704 Charlotte, maybe. And you can come play if you want. I'm gonna leave your ass cold like Detroit on the pavement. Who fucking with baby? Just laughed at you. Quick to beat a nigga up. Leave them snaggle tooth. Hopping on a jet to get a bag or two. Probably gonna need to do some therapy. Had the moments I always feel lonely. Just walked in the meeting and I got it on me. They don't know I got it on me. I done a whole lot of millions while in the pandemic, and I ain't even out there performing. Clown ass nigga, better catch up. You ain't even mustard. That shit, that's baloney.
I had to ingest that last section, yo. Ketchup, you ain't the mustard. That shit's baloney, yo. He forgot the bread and the cheese, yo. What happened to the bread and cheese? I'm out here getting this bread. You wish you had cheese, and then that'd have been the whole sandwich.
He kind of said that when he was talking about the millions he made in the pandemic. So there you go.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, man. Sitting home making millions, and like he said, I ain't even out there. That's kind of crazy.
Like it's crazy because I'm not gonna say that the baby is whack. I don't listen to him per se because there's a lot of people that's worse than that that's out. But it just kills me when people like really anoint him as like one of the greatest. It's like it's way too early, bro. It's way too early. Enjoy the journey.
He got a lot of traction off that record he put out last year for the social injustice.
No, that's Little Baby. He put out the track for the social injustice.
I thought that was Dub Baby.
Nah, that's Little Baby. That's the one that
Too many babies, yo.
You sure? Hold on. You sure it wasn't the Lil Baby?
Son, come on.
Nah, he's nice. Nah, the Lil Baby, he's out there. You gotta check him, yo. You gotta check him.
What about the Lil Babies, baby? What about all the babies?
That's that shit that T-Pain was talking about, though. So.
Yo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into that next week, yo.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to play the clip and all that.
It's gonna be ready. Don't worry about that.
All right, man. Let's jump back into the main topic. G, what game smacked you in the face so fucking hard that you was like, I'm gonna be a gamer till I die?
And it's crazy because there was so many good games I played before I played this, and like even when y'all said like Contra and all that, do y'all remember this game? It was a SNK Neo Geo game in the vein of Contra that I actually just loved playing. It was called Cyberlip.
It
was
what?
like Cyberlip.
Cyberlip.
Yeah. It was basically Contra on some like space sci-fi shit.
I see it. I've never played this before.
Guy on the cover like a blonde hair dude with a
yes,
mohawk.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Cyberlip was my game,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
I used to love playing. I used to play that at the arcade in EO on Main Street. But the game that really brought me into it was, let me see if I can get it. This game right over here. Y'all see that picture right there? Big ass picture. That's the cover of this game that dropped in 1993, made by Squaresoft, called Secret of Mana.
Secret of
JRPG. Secret of Mana, Japanese RPG.
Okay.
And I smashed that game. I didn't 100% that game for 15 years. And why I say that is because it gets so deep with that game, with what you're trying to do. Because it's your classic RPG, hack and slash. It's not turn-based. It's a hack and slash in the vein of like Zelda or whatever. And you got your 3 characters. And this was another thing that was dope about it. In the Super Nintendo days, you remember the multi-tap? You put in, and then you have that was one of the first games to use multi-tap because 3 people can play that game at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So imagine sitting on the couch with your homies and 3 people playing an RPG together.
In 93, that was
in
big.
93.
That's big.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things about it. The soundtrack is for what that soundtrack was like. Into the Thick of It from Secret of Mana is my ringtone right now, and I'm a 38-year-old man, and I do not care because the soundtrack to that game was so good back then. And it was actually, the funny thing about it is, I don't know if y'all remember, but Super Nintendo was supposed to come out with like a hard disk drive that you attach to the bottom of it. Because you remember that little port on the bottom of your Super Nintendo that you didn't know what the hell it was for?
Yeah.
It said serial port.
Yeah.
You were supposed to attach a hard drive, like a hard disk drive gaming system, to the Super Nintendo. This was before they were putting games on disc, but it allowed the games to be bigger. And the first release for that system was Secret of Mana. So as good as that game was, the way it is, that actually isn't the real game. The game was dumbed down to fit on a cartridge. So imagine what that shit would have looked like if it would have been brought to its full capacity. Like, that game was supposed to be bigger than what it was.
Wow. Wasn't it supposed to be a Final Fantasy game originally?
It was supposed to be which one came out? It was supposed to be the follow-up to Final Fantasy Tactics for Game Boy. And then it turned into its own like entity or whatever. But yo, that game, man, countless hours. I played that game over and over and over. And it's like I said, the things that you have to get, like it's a part of the game where you get to the end game and like you have all your level 8 weapons and you have your level 8 spells, and you can keep doing your level 8 spells, and then they look like level 9, but you can't necessarily get to level 9, but they look different. The screen freezes, the spells look better, this, that, and the other. And you can get level 9 weapons though, but you had to go in and out the final dungeon is called the Mana Fortress. You don't necessarily have to beat it. You can get to the last room. Like you can work your way through the fortress, get to the last room, work your way back outside to level up, get XP, and you kill certain bosses to get weapon orbs or whatever. And certain enemies gave you certain weapon orbs. I didn't get the last weapon orb until 2008. Yeah.
Yo, that was always type your thing too, man. Like
the grind,
RPG, man.
Yes.
Like, did you ever play what was that game Gennaro that you and Pete was big on? The open world game.
Skyrim.
Yeah. Did you ever get with that, Jay?
Skyrim would have. I wanted to play Skyrim because I played Oblivion. I can't. I love
JG's reason.
I told you this shit from the
Skyrim.
beginning, yo. I told you that from the beginning. If I play Skyrim, son, my children will starve and I will lose my job. Like Skyrim, because I played Oblivion, and you know all them hours I put in the Fallout 3. Like, yo, Bethesda, y'all can't be doing that, yo. Like, nah, man. Because I know if I get into Skyrim, son, that's it.
Yeah.
The thing about like one of the games that y'all know that I play a lot is Overwatch.
Yeah.
But Overwatch, see, get in, get out. Get in, get a couple matches, and you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Skyrim, I get into that shit, son. I already know what it's gonna be. I already know.
Yeah, Bethesda has a way of just sucking you in. Exactly. Like I was playing Skyrim a couple days ago on the stream, chilling, and like I haven't played it in a couple years. I go into this cave. I'm in the cave for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
One cave. How many caves and different places can you explore in Skyrim? Like it's hundreds.
That's it, and that was Fallout 3, son. I would go to Fallout 3 and it'd be like, yeah, here's a school. Oh, let me go in here and see what's going on. I come out, it's been 3 hours.
Yes.
I'm like, damn, I done been in this motherfucker that long?
Yes.
Oh, here goes a church. Let me go in there. They go another 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yo, because you got to kill everybody. You got to search everything. You got to open everything. You got to go to every room. Oh, what's that upstairs? This is all broken. I got to figure out how to get up there. Like,
you feel like if you like what you just said, if there's like a hole in the ceiling and you look up and you know it's a room up there, but you can't necessarily find the door, you could probably just leave and keep going up, but you get that itch.
Yeah.
You gotta see what's up there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy shit about these Bethesda games. And G, you can attest to this. You can have a mission, and the mission will say on the map, you gotta go here.
Oh, psh.
All right, cool. You start going there, and you come across all of these caves and different places and stuff that you haven't explored yet, and you feel inclined to do so. And you never ever get to the damn main mission.
Sometimes that's exactly how it goes, yo. That's exactly how it goes.
Isn't there a way to do that without overkill? Because wasn't Tomb Raider like that? But they did it without overkill?
Because Tomb Raider, you'll find a tomb. You just go in, bust the puzzle out, and leave.
Yeah, and that's it.
Tomb Raider was kind of straightforward.
Tomb Raider was kind of linear.
Yeah.
To a degree, like the path is always the path in Tomb Raider is straight for the most part. Yeah. The path in Bethesda games, open world Bethesda games.
Yeah.
Like I have missions in Fallout 3, son, that'll be on my archives for like 5 days, and I just keep going off. As I'm trying to get to that point, I keep going on. I mean, I find towns, and I'm in a town for like 2 days. Just, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you have to go here if you want to keep the story moving.
Right.
Nah,
Yeah.
I get to that.
Yeah.
And the shit is,
here go the
to a
Nuka-Cola
town.
factory. I gotta go in here now.
Word.
Yeah.
You go to a town, you meet people, and everybody got a mission for you.
Yep.
A side mission.
Yep. And then you heading off to the side mission before you head to the main mission. And then, like I said, oh, here's the Nuka-Cola factory. Let me go in here.
Yeah.
And then you might find somebody in there with a mission that takes you back here. Like, it's like, yo, Fallout, man. And that's probably why I didn't finish Fallout 4, man.
You never beat
Fallout
it?
3, because I started doing the same thing I did with Fallout 3. And see, Fallout 3 was, I could do that because at that time, I only had one kid. Now, yo, I can't sit and play Fallout 4 in peace like that and really, like, you know,
And zone
dig my
out.
heels into it. Nah, yo. And I'm like, damn. But I know I can't. And y'all know me, yo. I have to 100%. I can't just say, all right, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to beat the story. I can't do that. It's just not in me to do that, yo.
Yeah.
Smillz,
Like,
didn't you start like Fallout 4 or something? You started Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. You got out of the vault and turned the game. Turned the game off and never played it again.
I think it was Fallout 3. I don't think I got the 4 because 3, it was crazy because that's when I made like a ill little guy, and I got to, I don't know what I did on my way to the town, bro, or when I got to the town, but everywhere I turned, somebody was trying to kill me, and that shit wasn't fun, man. So I had to turn it off. It was too nerve-wracking.
Post-apocalyptic world, son. Everybody out to eat.
Nah, it was like, it felt like I was playing a horror video game, and I'm like, this game ain't even supposed to be like that. But it was everywhere I turned, somebody was trying to kill me, and I'm like, nah, I'm good with this. I just
Not your style, huh?
Yeah, I was like, not what I was looking for from that. You know, I go into my horror joints. I love the horror joints. I'm the zombie king when it comes to those video game joints, but I go to those for that. Like the Fallout thing, I was expecting like Skyrim, like how the story will play out and stuff like nah. And that Fallout joint, I don't know what I did in that town, but people was coming for me like crazy, son. It was like it was a bounty.
Oh,
What you
you
steal,
stole something.
You had to steal something, son.
I don't know what I did. I know
You
it was
stole
a
something.
bounty on it.
Because once you stole something, then everybody coming for you.
That was one of the things I was doing. I used to like break in people's houses when they were sleeping and stuff like that. I used to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then what you think gonna happen, son?
that'll
Somebody saw you.
What's crazy though, son, is that if that's how you wanted to play, you can play those games like that.
You could be a heel too.
You gotta level up your sneak, you gotta level up your pickpocket and your lock picking. And then you can break into whoever's house you want, steal stuff that's on their person while they are asleep.
Yeah.
And
Usually, and because I started a playthrough like that after I beat Fallout 3, hill playthrough. And the thing about it is that when you steal stuff, you actually find like decent weapons in the beginning of the game so that when they turn on you, you can just lay people down. Like I went to Megaton and I went to Lucas Sims' crib and I found like a shotgun. But then somebody in the town saw me, oh, you thief. So then they started turning. I laid all them down. I blew the nuke up.
Wow.
Like I blew the town up.
Wow.
Like, I'm going to be a hill for real.
What?
Children of the Atom, boom. Because I put my science up too. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then I found his son later in the game. He's like, you killed my dad. It's like, so what?
Yo,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Yo, we have to
you could
mention,
be a hill. Yo, you could be a hill in Fallout 3. It's hilarious, yo.
we got to mention Mass Effect, yo.
Oh, one of the greatest. You got me hooked to that.
Yeah.
I mean, my Mass Effect experience stopped at 3 because I didn't finish 3. But 1 and 2, 2 was amazing. 1 was great.
2 was
amazing, man. Amazing.
I can't, like, if I sit here now thinking about games that let the story play through multiple games, I don't know no series that did it better, yo.
Not like that. Not decision based. Not
that
something
joint,
that you did in like the first game that comes back to bite you in the third game. I've never.
Yeah.
And the way it was all like dealing with the intergalactic type stuff, that was what Star Wars should have been before they came out with the new Star Wars game that they have out now. was it Night of the Republic or something? What is it called? The new Star Wars?
No, Night of the Old Republic was good. That was on Xbox.
That was Xbox.
So what's the new Star Wars? The newest Star Wars.
The newest one?
Not the battle ones. The newest Star Wars. That's supposed to be a good game.
Oh, you talking about I got you. Hold on. Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes. Now, if they were able to make Jedi Fallen Order do some series type thing carry over like Mass Effect, ooh,
man.
Because the Star Wars franchise and the Star Wars story, like, it's already there. It's already amazing.
Exactly. So
you could forge your own story that plays out through multiple games and decision making and all of that. That would be dope.
Yeah, man.
That would be dope.
But now that Mass Effect though, yo. The way and like you said, the first game and making decisions in the third game. Like I remember, because in the first game I got with Liara. Then the second game I dissed her for Miranda. And like halfway through the second game, because you know you get your office, and in the second game, depending on who you mess with in the first game, it's a picture of y'all sitting in the office.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through the game, when I started messing with Miranda, I went back to the save room. The picture was face down. And then I got to the third game, and then you know in the third game, Ashley pops back up.
Yeah.
Because she was out of the second game. And me and her had a conversation, and she had talked to me about how I chose Liara over her. And then Liara's not in the third game, but you speak to her at some point in the third game. Yeah. And she was talking about how she heard about me and Miranda. Like, it was nuts, yo.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And then what was the Aquarian girl name? I forgot her name.
Talia.
She popped up at the third game, and like she had always wanted to like get with me, so she played like coy and all that. Like, it's just the way they played that out, and the beef that I had with Rex in the second game, but I actually let him live in the first game.
Smillz, didn't you kill Rex?
Yeah, man, because he was wild. He was wild. I killed him in two. I had to.
Nah, I kept Rex alive, though. I was mad when Thane got killed, yo. That was rough. Because Thane was my man, too.
Thane was dope.
When Thane got killed, and the way... How did Thane get killed with you? Because he got killed with me in the ship.
In the end, right?
Yeah, same way.
Yeah, okay.
There was a very specific way...
But to avoid that, right? That's what I was about to say. Somebody else could have been in that position, right?
Yes, and they wouldn't have died.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. Let's keep it clear. You can go through the end of 2 and nobody dies. That final mission, you have to strategically put certain people to do certain tasks. And if you throw, like, I put Thane inside of like the air vents or some shit, I forgot, but he wasn't supposed to go there. He died. It's like you. So then
Thane can technically be in part 3 then.
Absolutely.
Oh shit!
Wow,
that's crazy.
Thane was my guy too, man. He was on every mission with me.
Yeah, I kept Thane, and what was the his name began with a G. What was his name?
Garrus.
Yeah, that was my man, yo.
Oh, yeah,
Garrus and Rex rerolled.
Garrus
deep,
was type
son.
weak. That was the whole thing. Garrus was type weak.
Nah, Garrus and Rex, we was deep on missions, yo.
Garrus
would be in there.
Garrus was a love interest too. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
You can make Garrus a love interest. They allowed like homosexuality in that game.
Yeah,
like,
that was another thing. Yeah,
you could have got with it's crazy how
you could have got with the dude. The dude
like,
in the beginning. What was the human dude name in the beginning of the game?
Gaiden.
Yeah, you could have got with him too, because he tried to push up one time. I'm like, nah, son.
Nah, chill. I like you and all. I don't like you like that.
Yeah.
That's funny, yo. Yo, G, you got to talk about how. What was the shit called? The fucking Xbox camera and the voice thing. The
Kinect and Mass Effect 2, son. I don't know any game that did it better. Kinect with Mass Effect 2. You're sitting there like my man Pancake Shepherd. That was his name. We was out here. So I can be doing my thing with Pancake, and I'll be like, yo, Liara, do such and such. I like just talking to the Kinect, and she does it. And then I can say, pull out sidearm for myself. and I put my gun away, I pull my sidearm out, and I can say, yo, Garrus, do whatever. You can actually make commands like on the fly with Kinect versus having to, you know, press the triggers and all that. Son, that changed the game, yo.
That's so dope.
That changed the game because you don't slow down at all, and it picks it up. It was always accurate. Like, you need them heals, yo, Liara, give me them heals, bang.
Why do you guys
dope,
think
yo.
Connect died out like that? I mean, the way you describing it, it was an amazing experience.
I mean, I don't think a lot of developers really wanted to put that in their games because Connect for Mass Effect 2 and Connect for Dead Space 3, pretty tight, yo.
And it's interesting that those games are connected to each other.
Yeah, because you could have the N7 Mass Effect costume in Dead Space.
In Dead Space, yeah. And
Yo,
they used
what
Connect
was
too.
Smillz? I think you sent this to me back in the day. It was like somebody came up with a Dead Space Mass Effect concept crossover.
Yeah.
Where they're
merge.
on the Normandy or something like that. Shepard, Garrus, all of them, and they come across, what was the Dead Space ship called, G? It had a Japanese name.
Akor or something like that. I forget.
The USG Ishimura.
Yeah.
And the Normandy comes across the USG Ishimura.
Yeah.
And
That
they
would be
called
crazy,
it Dead
yo.
Effect or something like that.
Mhm.
That would be crazy.
Yo.
And that trailer that they put together was a nice little trailer the way they did it.
Yeah.
I remember sending you that. Yeah. Man.
Yo, it's messed up. They messed up with Dead Space 3 like that, man. They went the Resident Evil 6 route, man, and couldn't recover. But that all action, no scared.
Too actiony.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is look at the rebound after Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. Capcom turned it around.
Dead Space.
But EA for, you know.
But
EA kinda gave up on Dead
Capcom
Space,
went
though.
they went in the bag. Like when Resident Evil 6 was so bad, they were like, you know what? We just gonna remake the old shit. And to that point right there, I don't know if you guys know, but they're in the middle of making a Dead Space 1 remake.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm hoping that gets some traction, man, because, and like Generico, you remember the experience we had when we was playing co-op on Dead Space 3?
Oh yeah.
Smillz, did you ever play it?
Yo.
No, I never got to.
So check this out, right?
Past one.
But check this out. So it was another dude in the game called Carver when you played co-op or whatever. So I'm Isaac, Generico's Carver, and so we walk into certain rooms. Like, you could play through the game, but then it has certain rooms that were co-op only. So we walk into the co-op room, and I'm talking to Generico. I'm like, yo, you see them nutcrackers over there? Like the wooden soldiers or whatever. He was like, nah, what were you talking about? I'm like, yo, they right here. They look crazy. He's like, nah, I don't see that. I'm shooting at him like, yo, right here. He was like, nah, I don't see that. On my screen, I see some wooden soldiers. On his screen, he sees nothing. And then we go deeper into a room, and then all of a sudden on his screen, he sees me standing here like this.
Yeah.
And he's trying to cover me.
Yeah.
Because enemies are coming to hit me. What's happening on my screen is that I'm fighting some monster inside my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing something totally different. I'm like, yo, what's going down in here? Yo, where you at? He's like, nah, you just standing here. You not moving. What are you doing? I'm like, yo, son, they coming. It's going crazy. Like, yo, it was nuts, yo.
Yeah.
That experience was one of the best co-op experiences I ever had, yo.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, even the Men of Medan took a formula from that. Me and Generico went through that experience. You don't remember that? When
I
you
do
was
remember
seeing certain things different than how I was seeing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's from what is it, Supermassive Games or something like that? The same people that made what was the shit that came out on PS3 that was like it was almost like
Dawn. Until Dawn.
Thank you very much. Same people that made Until Dawn made Men of Medan. Good shit.
Yeah,
very good game, man. Yeah.
But that experience, man, that shit was crazy. And then the weapon customization in Dead Space 3.
Best ever.
I still haven't seen no game that touch it, yo.
It's the best ever. And that's saying a lot.
I've
I've never come across a game that can I mean, maybe Fallout 4. You can do a lot in Fallout 4, but Bethesda aside, Dead Space 3 had like the dopest weapon custom. You can literally create whatever you want. It was so dope.
Yeah, yo. And I really thought we was gonna get Dead Space 4 after that DLC, where, you know what I'm saying, Isaac and Carver, they finally got back to Earth. They cut the radio on, and they're trying to radio Earth. They cut the radio on, and all you hear is fucking screaming and begging. And then the camera pans out from Earth, and as it looks up, they go all three brethren moons at Earth, yo.
Yeah.
I said, yo, Dead Space 4 is taking place on Earth. It's going down.
And it never happened.
And then that was it.
What a shame.
Yo, man.
Well, hopefully the Dead Space 1 remake is dope. If they follow the Capcom format, I mean, I'm all for a Dead Space 2 remake. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
Do
Dead
it.
Space 2 was the best, yo.
Do it.
All they gotta do is, if you're gonna do it with Dead Space like that, please make it to where you have the option to go first person. First and third person. You should have that option. We already see that the capability is there. We've seen it with GTA 5.
Well, let me ask you this question. You're currently playing Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 now. Which one do you like more in terms of the gameplay? Because one is first and one is third person.
I'm always a fan of third person.
Okay.
I'm always a fan of third person. First person can be a bit much. I mean, I guess because third person more so has a cheat code, because you can see areas that you can't see in first person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So for my gaming experience, I've always preferred third person.
Got you. But yeah, man. Yo, G, you want to do this? You want to debut this segment or what?
Yeah, let's get right into it, man. Because we need to know, yo, why you wild? So, I came across this joint the other day. It's a video of this young African-American lady, Short Hills Mall, Victoria's Secret. And all she wanted to do was come to the store, take her little panties coupon, cop her little panties, and be out. That's all. And so she's met with this particular woman that starts flipping out on her for whatever reason. And so, doing the smart thing, she says, I'm going to record this to protect myself, because when the police are called, who are they going to believe? Her white ass or my black ass? End quote. And that's 100% fact. Yeah. So let's hear how some of this whole thing went down with this lady just going ham.
Hi, Cameron.
Now this is her just, you know.
You keep lying saying I'm threatening you, so I'm recording to protect myself.
Yo.
Can you please stop recording? Yeah. Crazy.
Yo. Now, mind you, for those that can't see this or haven't seen it, that all took place while this lady was laying on the floor, shaking her leg after fainting, and then getting up and throwing a temper tantrum worse than my 3-year-old son. So, like, yo, why are you wild? Now, she says she did not want to be recorded because she was afraid to lose her job and lose her apartment by having her panic attack recorded. Now, my thing about this is that clearly this woman is disturbed to some degree, but I can't give you a pass because you don't want to be recorded. Then take
Walk
your
away.
happy ass on.
Walk away.
She followed the woman around the store with the camera and she attempted to hit her. So you don't want your face seen on the camera, then take your ass away from the lens view. That's it. And people are saying, you know, why didn't the other girl, she should have stopped recording, and why can't you walk away? Like, no, I'm not fucking walking away. I'm here to buy my drawers. Like, I'm here to shop. Why do I have to walk away when I'm being harassed? And that's the stipulation of, like, yo, oh, because it's a white woman, I gotta walk away?
That's what the whole bullshit of that whole situation was.
You know what I'm saying?
Because just like she was saying in that whole interaction, she was like, I want you to escort this lady out of the mall. She tried to attack me twice. Had that been me, you guys would have been dragging me out of the mall, which is 100% fact I'm under.
Yep.
They would have been embarrassing that black sister. They would have been making the only scene. And then before you know, by the end of that whole situation, you would have seen that sister in handcuffs.
Exactly. Meanwhile, this video went on for about what, like 9-10 minutes?
15 minutes. It was 15 minutes.
15 minutes total, yeah.
And
no more security.
9-minute mark. And it's like, come on now. This is really showing the disparity that people complain about. Because I don't care if this chick is crying or whatever, the store manager and everything already told those cops or whatever. They was like, yeah, she attacked her. So at this point in time, it don't matter if this chick is up there crying and acting like she's the fit. No, ma'am, you need to come outside with us.
Yeah. And you know what's dope about it is that the woman that took the video, she is pressing charges. She got a GoFundMe up so she can get a lawyer, and people have contributed. Her goal was 20,000. She's at like 28 right now.
Nice.
So she's about to get a nice, good lawyer for that ass.
Nice.
And yo, you deserve it. Like, come on, man. I don't want to hear, oh, I had a panic. Like, then you want to have a panic attack, then panic your ass on away from the camera and leave people the fuck alone.
And the whole thing is, if you cognizant enough to know that you don't want to be recorded, then you cognizant enough to the decisions that you made that led up to that.
Exactly.
And you should be cognizant enough to walk away.
Yes.
Instead of walking towards the camera, because you walk towards the
she wanted to have an issue.
You're agitating the situation.
Word. It's to my understanding that there's no law that woman couldn't record inside the Victoria's Secret. So by you screaming saying tell her to put the camera down or whatever, okay, no, because this isn't against the law. I can record you. And let's keep it a billion. We know what's been going on the last few years when it comes to black people getting the short end of the stick. I mean, it's been like that forever. So yes, I'm going to record you.
Yeah, like she said, I'm doing this to protect myself.
Word.
And
I'm for that.
I love how she conducted herself too.
She kept
She kept it 100. She didn't lose her shit or nothing. And you know what? To be honest, like the black woman who was recorded had every right to get very upset. Like, yo, this is bullshit. Like,
no. She conducted herself
perfectly,
like an intelligent person that understands the society that we live in today.
Word. Exactly.
So she understands the rule of the game that we're in, and she played her hand perfectly.
Yeah, just to shout her out. I mean, I don't want to butcher her name because she's Nigerian American, but I have Ijeoma Ukenta is her name that was recorded.
Okay,
and
Stephen.
Update, not 28 grand. She's at 92,000.
Wow.
She getting the good lawyer.
Wow.
The whole squad.
Okay.
I wouldn't be mad if she got a good enough lawyer and pocketed the rest.
Whatever.
Take my ass to Victoria's Secret by the whole store.
I don't need this coupon. Give me the expensive draw.
Word. oh, they're not on sale? No problem.
I got it.
That's crazy, man. And what sucks is that this is fucking New Jersey, man.
Yes, it is here.
In the South, I could have. Okay, I guess it's the South.
But Short Hills Mall, though. It wasn't like it was Willowbrook or Jersey Garden.
Yeah.
So
I
don't shop at Short Hills, man.
I got you. I go to Short Hills for one thing.
I go to the Apple store. That's it.
I go to the Nespresso stand that's inside of the Bloomingdale's. And that's all I go to Short Hills Mall for. to get coffee.
Nah.
Because it's way too expensive in that mall.
That's exactly. So shouts out to her and to this chick. Her name's Abigail Efflick, I believe.
Yeah, she put her on blast.
Yo, Abigail, why you wild? Why you wild? You don't want to be recorded? Take your ass on. Why you wilding and falling out in the store and it tell you want to faint, and now when you faint, you lose blood circulation to your brain, so you instantly go unconscious. So usually when you faint, you just fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, her faint took about 25 to 30 seconds. She placed her bag on the ground, her hand down.
Word.
And she slowly went to the floor. Like, yo.
She fell.
You wild.
She fell like Shaq.
Yeah.
We call since you want to say Shaq, that basically was an NBA flop. Because that was fake as hell, son.
Yeah.
Like, you can't brace yourself when you faint.
Exactly. And when you faint, not even brace yourself, make sure that your head lands on your bag so you're not laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
You had to have a pillow.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Needed that pillow.
Oh, man.
Like, yo.
Why you wilding, bro?
Why you wilding?
Love it, man. All right. Well, I'll continue on the main topic here. That was great, though. All right. So I guess getting back to the games that made us, right? For me, I mean, I got a couple. Like, I had a Nintendo when the shit first came out, and I was too young to even know how to hold the goddamn controller. But I was playing Super Mario and all of that stuff. The Genesis came out. You know, when Genesis came out and I started playing Sonic the Hedgehog, that's when, like, and I started to get nice at it. That's when I started to realize, like, okay, this is my shit. But when the PlayStation came out, and there was a game on PlayStation called Final Fantasy VII, that game right there made me realize, okay, this is what I want to do as a hobby for the rest of my life. Shit about Final Fantasy VII for me growing up is that I think I was 11 when Final Fantasy VII came out or something like that. And how you had to strategically match the materials. You know, like, and for those of you that don't know, materia in the Final Fantasy world is basically magic. That's it. But you can match this material with that one to make it stronger. You can match this material with this one so it happens twice. I mean, at the end of the game, my 11-year-old ass was whooping Sephiroth's ass. Sephiroth is the main bad guy. And I had the shit down to where, like, I would do like 4 times cut for like all 9s, but then I had it on, like, I think I had it with like the mime materia to where, like, I'll do it 4 times and then the next person does it 4 times and then the one after that, and then it's their go. You know what I mean? So I had it matched up so crazy that I can just do one move and put the controller down and watch what happens on the screen for like 5 to 10 minutes. Just busting Sephiroth's ass. But yeah, Final Fantasy, yo, Squaresoft, man.
Yo.
Squaresoft.
Squaresoft was in their bag in the 90s and early 2000s, yo.
And they still kind of are, like, to a degree. Squaresoft, they ain't fall off. Like, even though they Square Enix now, I mean, they still making classics.
Enix was they was unknown, but they was out here. They had a couple joints, man. Was it Illusion of Gaia? Or was that Nintendo? Because that was another good one that people don't really talk about. But Enix had a couple RPGs though too. But Square, man, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Final Fantasy. Like, they had all of them, yo. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the next remake, man.
And Chrono Trigger wasn't like, Chrono Trigger is like the art style is made by Akira Toriyama, the same dude that does Dragon Ball Z. So when you look at like the artwork of Chrono Trigger and all that, they all look like Dragon Ball Z characters. That's what had me. I was like, whoa. Even though I never beat Chrono Trigger.
Oh man.
I never
experienced, especially when they came out with the first remake where they put the cutscenes in it. Yo, And Chrono Trigger, the story can go. The dope thing about Chrono Trigger is so many endings to that game. You can actually beat the game without having Chrono. Chrono can be dead by the end of the game.
Wow.
You cannot bring him back, and you can beat the game without him. You don't have to have Magus on your team. You can beat the game without him. Like the way it played out, 7 characters to choose from at any given time. It was just, Chrono Trigger was a good one too. Triple tech magic and double tech magic, doing combos and shit. Like, but yeah, SquareSoft, they was the kings of that. Nintendo was close behind because let's not sleep on Zelda.
Yeah, none of us have mentioned Zelda.
Oh no, Link to the Past. I played that a lot, and that came out before Secret, but Secret it turned over a whole nother. It was like, to me, it was like Zelda Plus.
See, I'm
because all the
Zelda.
magic and all that.
I'm Go Cartridge Zelda, like.
Link's Awakening Zelda, classic.
Wow, yeah.
But that Ocarina of Time, son. Ocarina of Time, in my opinion, is the greatest game ever made. Not RPG, game ever made.
It's hard to argue that.
Ocarina of Time there's nothing wrong. That shit was a masterpiece. It was perfect.
It is hard to argue that.
Yo.
And you know what? Going away from Squaresoft for a quick second. Resident Evil, man. The original I am Resident Evil, son. I should have wore the shirt. But playing Resident Evil 1 in the mansion for the first time on the Sega Saturn, I believe it was, the shitty port. But my man's had it back in the day, and I was playing it, and I was so young, and I remember being horrified of that game. Horrified. And
wise, that thing, and it's funny because I was just saying that to my shorty the other day. I was telling her, I think that because you know how I feel about Resident Evil also, and I was saying I really low key think that this is my favorite franchise, like series wise. When I think about the way I feel when I'm playing Resident Evil games, I feel like it puts you in a place. You're in a certain universe, and it really puts you in that place. They know how to create a setting better than any other series, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing close, the only thing close to me is dude that branched off and made whatchamacallit, The Evil Within.
Yeah, but
they still don't.
Evil Within, they got to get a couple more games into their belt.
Yeah, they don't do settings as good. Like Resident Evil, to me, I think they set up their setting better than any other franchise that I've played.
Resident Evil is like the godfather of true survival horror. You know what I mean? I'm talking about
they started that, yo.
You walking around, you got an inventory with 6 slots, and everything is filled up, and you'll come across a key, and you like, oh shit, that's the key for that door way back there, and you're like, fuck, I can't pick it up because my inventory's full. Now you got to tread back to try to find the item box, and there's zombies and shit in your way, and you just got to push through. You get to the item box, you dump something, now you got to go back and get the key, and then go back and open the door. And is that shit? I love that shit. And then once I realized that there was a community that speed runs Resident Evil games, try to beat it as fast as humanly possible and all of that good stuff, I'm like, whoa, you're taking my favorite franchise here, and you're making it a sport. Essentially, it's become a sport now. You could go on speedrun.com and type in any Resident Evil. Actually, it's all games or most games. But and there's cats out here who beat Resident Evil 1 in an hour and change and stuff. And that really inspired me. And it came to a point when they remade Resident Evil 1 for the GameCube and then remastered that on the 360. I would come home from work every day, and play Resident Evil 1 remake and try to beat it as fast as I can, to the point, and this is where I pat myself on the back, but on the Xbox servers, I was top 100 for speeding Resident Evil 1. I can't do it now. I forgot the route. But yeah, that's how heavy I was in Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is just one of them franchises that, like, they had their duds, but if you ask me, it's one of the franchises that has a lot of some of the games that you can argue are some of the best. 2, 4, 5, 7. You can argue that any of those games are some of the best, like, games, period. And even 1, you put that in there.
0 was kind of ill too, like.
Yeah, I remember 0 running around with Rebecca and what was my man's name?
What the hell was
his name?
What was it? Bobby? Some shit.
Something like that.
Something like that.
But Jimmy? I'm saying for like the games that are big, like everybody knows Resident Evil 2, everybody knows 4, everybody knows 5, everybody knows 7, 1, 3, you know what I'm saying? But for me, 2, 4, 5, and 7 are like those are the best games. Those were the best games of their time when they dropped.
I liked 5 because 5 had, if you ever play 5 with someone else,
that co-op was dope, yo.
The co-op on 5 is amazing. Amazing. 5, really 4. They started to push it more in a action direction. And 5, it was an action game, and then by 6, it wasn't Resident
5 was still 5. We know 4 is a classic, but 5 still had that survivor horror feel.
Yeah,
like 5 was still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You still had the moments in 5 where it was like, yo.
Yeah. But 4
was just
Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games that was ever created.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. It's not a perfect game by any means.
It's a great one, though. Yeah. It's a great one.
Son, the pacing of the game.
They created the setting ridiculously.
Yeah.
Like, it creeps you out.
Yeah.
The chanting of the monks.
Yeah,
all of that,
man.
Yeah.
Man, it creeps you out.
Speaking that Spanish shit.
Mierda.
And yo, I had to go on Google and look up some of the shit. And like there's this one zombie that he would just say, "Te voy a hacer picadillo." And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I went and I looked that up. The motherfucker would say, "I'm gonna turn you into mincemeat."
That's hold on. Before we continue, yo, for you, generic, I just gotta. Puerto Rican, you don't know none of that shit.
Yo.
He said he had to Google Spanish.
Yo.
Well, nah, yo, Resident Evil 4, man, it was just creepy. Like, I remember when Baghead, when you first seen Baghead with the chainsaw, yo, it's like, yo, it's that shit, man.
And he's
that tanky. And the Ganado show.
He is the Ganado.
When that big motherfucker comes out and screams in your face,
and then like he screams in your face, it's the cutscene, and then the camera pans back, and you're Leon, and it's like, okay, play.
Yeah.
It's like the fuck.
Ain't even give you a moment.
Yeah, man. But like, it wasn't until like recently where I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 like over the past couple years, and I realized I was doing it wrong the whole time. They have the rocket launcher with one shot. Like the merchant will have the rocket launcher on deck. It was 30,000 pesetas or something like that. I never bought it because I always pumped all of my money into upgrading my guns or buying new guns. And Smillz, you just beat the game recently, so you can kind of see what I'm talking. You was big into upgrading your guns and buying the new. You never bought the rocket launcher in the fucking from the merchant like that, or did you?
No, I played with the rocket launcher because after you beat it, you start with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, you can get the infinite rocket launcher.
Yeah,
after that. But the merchant sells at key points in the game, which usually right before a boss fight, the merchant will be like, yo, here's a rocket launcher, 30,000. And if you buy it, you one-shot the Ganado, you can one-shot everybody, every boss. And I didn't even think to do that. And now I approach the game now in 2021. That's how I
beat that big giant dude. I beat him with the rocket launcher because I couldn't beat him.
Oh, so you went to the merchant and bought the rocket launcher just to beat him?
Yes, To beat him, I did buy it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. 4 is great. What do y'all think of Smillz? Unfortunately, you're excluded from this because you haven't beaten 7 yet. But okay.
Because 7 is freaking bruh.
Creep you down.
I wish that they had waypoints as far as like normal games that have missions. Don't just put what I have to do and no direction.
What you think survival horror is, son? You gotta survive.
That thing that I had to do as far as, and you told me the wrong room to go in, Generico. It wasn't the children's room. I had to go, because when I went back in the children's room, I said, I knew there was nothing over here. But it was the, like a holding room or something like that, where they keep the crazy people.
But that was through the children's room. You had to keep navigating.
In the children's room. I went into that room. It was like the crazy people room or whatever. That's when I ducked down. I saw that stupid line, which was a line.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And then I went through there, and that's how I'm bruh.
You're getting
give
close,
me a waypoint to that.
Give me a
waypoint to that. Give me a waypoint.
They don't, but that you have.
Yeah, that's not.
Son,
yeah,
you gotta appreciate that.
That's not how it goes.
You gotta appreciate that. That's survival horror.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, but that also will be having your boy run around for 5 hours when it should have been taken care of 20 minutes ago.
That's how it be, yo. Just don't use the resources.
Without saying too much about 8, G, because we don't want to spoil nothing for Smillz. Where do you put 8 in the pecking order?
I would have put it in a lower spot until I got to the end and discovered all that lore. Now it's up there, yo. It's up there.
Do you agree with the like most people's biggest complaint is that it's too short?
I think people's biggest complaint is that Lady Dimitrescu
didn't get a lot of shine when they tried to make her the face of the shit.
Right.
That moment goes by quick, yo.
Unfortunately.
You
know
what I'm saying?
The thing is, but see, that's the thing. They never told us that she was the star of the show.
They didn't.
They made it seem like
they implied it.
No, that was just something that leaked out, and the fans fell in love with her and ran with it, son. So why not just keep putting into promotion where this is what's getting your clicks? You know what I'm saying? But they never sold it like that. That's the fans, bro.
I guess, yeah. I think back of the trailer, like you saw Heisenberg in the trailer, and you might have saw Moreau in the trailer too.
You seen them all. It was that picture, all of them, you know what I'm saying?
But it was always Lady Dimitrescu that was like I thought that she was going to be Smillz. When you play 8, you're gonna expect like it to go one way, kind of what we're saying it now, so you're gonna anticipate it to cut off. But me playing it for the first time, you kind of get through the castle and then you're kind of just done with the castle, and it's like fuck, like I feel like they could have did more with the castle.
Yeah, you can't go back in once you get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the good thing about it is that there are other sections that are just as long as the castle, that in the vein of Resident Evil 4, you know how Resident Evil 4, every section was different. Yeah, I mean, you had the beginning with the villagers, and then you had the castle with the monks, or the druids. I don't think they're monks, druids.
Yeah.
And then you had the island with the cats with the armor. Every setting was different. Resident Evil 8, exact same thing. Every setting is just completely different. And son, I'm telling you, there is a part in Resident Evil 8 that Smillz you are going to get to. And
that has to be put on the stream and put on YouTube, yo.
It does.
It has to.
It does. When you start playing 8, Smillz, let us know when you finish the castle. Pick your Xbox up and bring it to my house. And I'm going to put you on stream, because what you are going to see is going to give you the heebie-jeebies like a motherfucker.
Yo, I can already see this motherfucker.
I can't wait.
Which way I gotta go?
I can't wait.
Oh shit, I gotta go. Yeah.
He's gonna be like, are you kidding me with that? Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yo.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hold you.
What the fuck is that?
I
gotta go to. Yo.
Without even exaggerating, and G, you can probably co-sign this. That part that we're talking about is one of the scariest video game experiences of my life.
Damn.
It creeps you the fuck out. And the way it's introduced, like in the setup, like I'm not gonna give it away, but the way that it's set up, the ambiance of the room, the way that it's introduced, and then just knowing what you know about yourself and what you can and can't do at that particular moment. Yeah. Son. Yeah.
It's like they leave you defenseless and something is going on and you kind of just have to deal with it. And it is bugged out.
High anxiety, yo.
Yeah. So when that happens, we're gonna put you on stream, buddy. But yeah, so that is my Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII for sure. That's the games that made me punch me in the mouth. And I'm still playing Resident Evil 2 on my PS3 to this day. So that's me.
Now, did y'all want to just make a quick round of the arcade games? Because it wasn't always home console.
Yeah, let's go.
Arcade game for me, Final Fight, yo. 1989, my quarters were in there. Final Fight was one of the dopest beat 'em ups back then. Hagar with the pile driver and the spinning lariat. Fun game, yo.
Yeah, that definitely was dope. But it was like basically like an advanced off of my joint that I say is my favorite, Double Dragon.
Yeah.
It was kind of like cut from that cloth, because Double Dragon in the arcade was ridiculous, man. And it was dope on Nintendo too. But in the arcade,
I had Double Dragon 2 for Genesis, and that's the one where they steal the girl. And me and my cousin used to play 2-player. They steal the girl, and at the end, you got to fight for the girl.
Yeah. Yep.
And I will whoop my cousin's ass every time.
Double Dragon was definitely a pioneer, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm surprised y'all haven't mentioned, when it comes to arcade games, me, when I was young, I mentioned it before, the ShopRite in Hillside, New Jersey, back in the day had a Mortal Kombat 1 cabinet. And I would beg my parents to go food shopping so they could just give me some damn quarters and I could lose my mind playing that game.
See, the thing about Mortal Kombat, why I wouldn't put that, even though it was dope in the arcade and the look, it was too damn hard to do the finishes. So once you found out that they had finishers, it wasn't the same one in the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you pulled off the finisher.
Yeah.
That's why I only played with Scorpion. Whole block, press up twice.
Yeah, that's easy as hell. But if I had to say that there was a arcade game that was my favorite growing up, Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that was dope.
Was it called Turtles in Time or something like that?
That was the second one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the first one. That came out in 89 too. Or 87.
I'm talking about, y'all can let me know which one it is. The one where you're kind of like on a bridge or a scaffold, and the big dude would just come up, shoot the lasers, and then dip, and then come back up. Like I remember
that's
playing that.
Turtles in Time.
That's Turtles in Time. Okay,
that's the second one.
Okay,
the first one was fire. Hang on, April, and then you jump into the burning building. That was the first Turtles.
Okay, got you.
Turtles in Time, because you're talking about the one where every time the border started, be like, yeah, New York City, 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Turtles in Time.
Yes.
The Turtles games was good. The Turtles, them 4-player games, yo. The 3 best 4-player games: Turtles, The Simpsons. Ooh. And this is 4-player or 6-player. That X-Men 6-player joint, yo, with the 2 screens.
Yeah.
And yo, don't forget. I know you might not mess with it, but that WWE like that joint.
I remember WWE.
The WWF joint where you have 4 players. That joint was
the Royal Rumble joint.
Yeah. Yeah.
But son, I remember being at what the hell was the name of that spot? It was a Palmer Video. Palmer Video. You know this is back in the day.
Word.
And they had that 6-player X-Men machine, and it was 6 people on it. You talking about a good time, yo? Playing X-Men with everybody playing, yo, is crazy fun. And
it's crazy that X-Men from the arcade never made it to console, bro. Because the version that came out on Genesis was completely, even though it was dope, but it was completely different than the joint that was in the, everybody wanted the one that was in the arcade. Everybody
hold up, one more. Captain America and the Avengers. With Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Vision,
I remember that.
Wow, I never played that.
Yes,
I remember that
and it had
it was the same way.
Yeah, and it had like the comic book like wax that would pop up and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and you fight Red Skull at the end, yo. That shit was dope too.
Yeah.
I forgot about Captain America. Them 4-player beat 'em ups, man. Those was some good times, yo.
Yo, we gotta show love to Blockbuster Video.
Oh yeah.
Man,
I used to be in there too.
That was the spot. Everybody.
Now, Smillz, you were older, so you was like, what, when Blockbuster Video was popping in the 90s, like you were old enough to like go there and buy your own shit. I'm begging my parents to do it. So like, yeah. But like, was you the type that was in Blockbuster every single weekend buying some shit? Was you heavy on it like that?
I was doing more of the renting through Blockbuster.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Rent it.
Like, no, but you could out and out buy shit in Blockbuster too.
Yeah. I'm talking about renting.
No, of course. Like because they had everything, the movies and the freaking video game. So at that time, I think I was in my early 20s or something like that. Man, yeah, that was like, oh, that was your weekend. That was your weekend stop.
For real.
You would get whatever you're gonna need for the weekend from Blockbuster, and more than likely catch something on that late tab. Like that was the thing that happened.
I think I had my mother had rented Nightmare Creatures for N64 for me. I kept that joint for like 3 months.
See?
Because she just kept forgetting to take it back, and I was like, well, I'm still playing this, so I ain't
Word. And meanwhile, she racking up a hell of a bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Late fees and all of that, yo.
There's one Blockbuster left on Earth. One. In Maine.
Where?
In Maine.
Really?
Or no, is it Oregon? I think it's Oregon. Yeah. One Blockbuster left on the planet.
Yeah, Redbox killed Blockbuster.
Kinda,
but
yeah.
Like,
Redbox and streaming services,
even
man.
Popping now? Like Redbox is dead because of all these streaming services.
Nah, Redbox still out. It's a Redbox at the Walgreens by my
Yeah, they're still there. They're still there.
Okay.
Yeah. For the people, I guess, that don't got Netflix, but
Yeah.
I mean, every single person I know has Netflix.
Yeah.
And you know that Netflix is wait, you said you don't have Netflix?
No, I had it.
Okay.
But then when they started going up with the tiers and stuff like that, and then I realized that I don't watch Netflix nowhere near the amount of times I have to pay Netflix.
Got you.
That's when I just double back off.
You know Netflix is gonna start streaming. You can start playing video games on Netflix.
What are you talking about?
All right, so PlayStation is in talks with Netflix right now to offer a certain amount of PlayStation games that you can play on Netflix. So imagine turning on your Netflix, and I don't know how the controller is gonna work. That's the thing. Like,
that's what I was gonna ask.
Maybe you hook it up to the USB port on your TV.
Maybe you do that, or Netflix will then have like a built-in Bluetooth app among itself or some shit like that. And I don't know how that's doing that.
I can see them like making a controller within the Netflix app that mirrors onto the screen. I can see them doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, so look for Netflix to be offering video games.
That's kind of dope
in the future.
That's kind of
interesting.
Yeah, man. For the people who ain't out here trying to spend money on a console, that would be real dope. What up, Smillz? You want to get this What the Fuck Smillz going, and then we can wrap it up, or what?
Yeah, we could get that going. Definitely. I got something that I was thinking about.
Let's get to it.
All right. So another grapes and asparagus moment as usual, but I want to get y'all opinion on this because it is something to think about. With this whole coronavirus epidemic and what's going on and the new version of like the strain that's coming out where they're saying a lot of people are, getting affected with it, and it's supposed to be worse with this variant that we're dealing with. They're seeing people doing worse off than the original virus that came out. So I start contemplating with my grape and asparagus moment, like, damn, did they hit me with the Mickey? And what I mean with that is, imagine if the whole plan was to phase out militant people. Because the only people that's really on the fence about getting vaccines like that is usually like militant people that have the luxury to make that decision. Like, Jay, you really didn't have the luxury because of your job. You had to get it. But you're militant-minded enough to where I don't know if you would have jumped in that bag that quick.
Oh, nah. I didn't want to jump into it
if it wasn't
as fast
forced
as
upon you.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, imagine if part of the plan to phase out the militant ones was to come out with it. Next thing you know, you tell everybody go get vaccinated because this is what you need to move forward through life comfortably without wearing a mask, this, that, and the third. But the militant-minded ones still is on some, nah, I don't trust the government, this, that, and the third. Then you come out with the next fucking strain. Now, the people which you would classify as the sheep, so to say, they've already been vaccinated, so you solidify having your sheep for population purposes, but now those militant-minded motherfuckers can get the fuck out of here because now we got this deadlier strain that's gonna touch them. You ever thought about something like that?
I mean, I always feel like this is gonna sound very conspiracy theory-ish, but I always feel like there's a plan to X off the people who know too much, or you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Something like that. Like what was it? There was a doctor who said that he had the cure for cancer or something like that, and then he ended up dead. Mm-hmm. Right, and then, I'm saying in that realm, like, I feel like if you know too much, then they're going to either make you do what they want, or they're going to find a way to
disappear.
X you off.
People disappear.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like this whole, I think you're talking about the Delta variant, the Delta,
yes,
or whatever. It's supposed to be more deadly. Blah blah blah. You know, me, unpopular opinion, I think that it's just a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, and it is just another scare tactic to get people to get the vaccine for whatever reason that they want us to get the vaccine for. That's why I am not going to get the vaccine anytime soon, unless, gun to my head and the military's at my door talking about get the vaccine or we're going to pop you in the head like you're a zombie, then I'll get the vaccine. You know what I mean? It got to be life or death for me, but I'm good. That's just me.
I mean, it's just interesting that, and how it plays out often is the turn of events of, okay, you get through one thing, okay, now here's something worse.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's something worse. Okay, now here's something worse. It does, you know what I'm saying? It makes you think. Now, I guess it's one of the things where, like, just like how the flu changes every year, you knew it was going to change, but I think it's more so the hyping of the media that tries to get into people's minds. That's where people are always caught slipping, because you're pressed with so much, yo, this is this and this is this, and yo, it's gonna get you. And for those that are, like you said, feeble-minded, those are the ones that fall for the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where they're getting you. Because as things evolve, like, just like, taking antibiotics, you get whatever bacteria A and you take penicillin for it, and you take penicillin over and over and over to the point where bacteria A is like, all right, I done figured out how to beat this. Now you got to get some other type, amoxicillin, and now bacteria is like, damn, all right, this shit fucking me up. I got to figure out what to do with this. And then there's another cillin and another cillin. So what's happening with the mutation is to be expected. But the thing about it is that it's still coronavirus. How much more deadly can it be? It does the same thing. It's just not, or it has a better defense against what you're trying to fight it with, which that's what makes it more potent. Not necessarily that it is more potent, but it just, what you're trying to fight it with doesn't affect it anymore. So now it's just pulling up like, yo, what, this shit is whack, I'm good. But the thing that gets people is that media attention. And yo, it's the Delta variant, this shit is real, yo. Like, and people fall for the jokes, man. And that's really what I think it is.
Yeah, I ain't with all that, man. Especially since I went on like a little bit of a weight loss journey at the end of last year. I got on the scale and it said I was 241, and I was like, okay, I got to do something about this. And I became very cognizant about what I was putting into my body. And it's crazy how you can go from eating like shit and then you start eating really clean, and how your body just feels different. It feels different. I felt lighter. I literally felt lighter. You know what I mean? So with that, it's like, and I'm always looking at shit with a side eye. I think all three of us are. I ain't putting nothing into my body that I'm not 100% sure is safe. And I say this and I drink alcohol, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever with pizza and alcohol and shit. I mean, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, like, if you're going to insert a needle into my arm and put a foreign substance into my body, I'm good. I'm good with that. Like, yeah, I'm weird like that.
I'm weird like that too, as far as like, I could sound crazy to people that's listening and stuff like that, but that's why I don't get the freaking flu vaccination. Yeah. Like, I think that I take care of myself good enough to where hopefully I won't get it. And if I do get it, hopefully I'll be able to freaking just fight it off or something. But my thing is, when you put it in you, you definitely have it once you put it in you. Now, however your body reacts to it depends on what your immune system is. And I don't know what mine is going to be and how it's going to react to it. And just because 1.8 million people, it didn't affect them a certain way, I don't have the same DNA as you. Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what little tweak that's in my system might end up to me really getting the damn fucking virus and dying within a week.
Look, man, they could say all they want. Like that, so they could say all they want, son, that Marvin Hagler did not die of coronavirus or did not die of the vaccine. Yeah. Look, man, I think it's real funny that happened to have happened after he got. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. And then because we talked about this a few weeks ago, you know, everybody's body is different. My body may not take to the vaccine the same way. Some people get the vaccine and they get sick, right? Sick for a couple of days. Some people take the vaccine and it's like I took nothing. Some people take the vaccine and die.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm not taking that risk.
Yeah, not if I don't have to.
Not going down. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, but that's about it. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because you know how there is usually a master plan, and I was really thinking about that would be an interesting way to phase out conspiracy theories on the flip side of things.
Agreed. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Smillz.
All right, everybody. Well, that's going to be it for episode 17 of your boys Trash Talk with GGS. We will be back next Sunday. And yep. So I hope everybody has a great week. Last words, G, what up?
Yeah, man. Everybody stay happy, stay healthy, do your thing. Enjoy the summer, friends and family. And, you know, just stay safe, man. And come back next week, episode 18. We out here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man, I say be safe, enjoy your summer, and level up this summer, man. That's about it.
Agreed, man. As always, stay safe, stay happy, all the great stuff. We will check you guys next week. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Trash Talk with GGS. See y'all next week.